He swept floors, scrubbed toilets, drank instant coffee, and walked to work, even in the snow. He never raised his voice, never asked for anything, never drew attention. His name was Ronald Read, and when he died, the world realized they had underestimated him. Badly. Because that quiet janitor left behind more than $8 million and a story that no one saw coming. Ronald James Read was born in 1921 in the rolling hills of Vermont. He grew up in a wooden farmhouse with no plumbing, no electricity, and no luxuries. His father was a farmer. His mother took care of the home. Money was tight, always. Ron learned to fix things early, not because he wanted to, but because he had to. If something broke, you didn't replace it. You grabbed a hammer and made it work. Those lessons stuck. He was the first in his family to graduate high school. That alone was a victory. After that, he joined the U.S. Army, serving in World War II across North Africa and Italy. He returned home with no medals, no parades, just calloused hands, quiet discipline, and a deep sense of responsibility. He didn't chase college, didn't chase fame, didn't chase anything, really. He just wanted to work and live and be left alone. So he got a job at a gas station, worked there for 25 years. Later, became a janitor at a department store, mopping floors, taking out trash, fixing whatever needed fixing, 6 days a week, for decades. He drove a used Toyota pickup, lived in a tiny 2-bedroom house with peeling paint. He chopped his own firewood, used safety pins to keep his coat together, wore the same flannel shirts for 30 years. To most people, Ronald looked poor, unremarkable, forgettable. But Ron had a secret. Every week, every month, every year, he set aside a small part of his paycheck. Not much. Sometimes $20, sometimes $50, and he bought stocks, not trendy ones, not penny stocks or crypto. He chose stable, dividend-paying companies. Coca-Cola, Wells Fargo, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble. He didn't have a computer, didn't use an app, didn't even own a smartphone. Instead, he walked to the library, sat for hours at a wooden table, reading newspapers, company reports, and financial statements. He understood something most people don't, that getting rich has little to do with income and everything to do with behavior. Ron didn't invest for excitement. He invested for freedom. He didn't spend money to feel important. He lived quietly so he could grow independent. And while others tried to look rich, Ron focused on becoming rich, slowly, patiently, without ever telling a soul. He reinvested every dividend, watched his portfolio grow from hundreds to thousands to millions. No one knew, not even his closest friends. To them, he was just the guy who showed up early, helped carry groceries for neighbors, and drank the same coffee at the same diner every single morning. Then, in June of 2014, Ronald Read passed away at age 92. The town mourned quietly. A few locals came to the funeral. There were no speeches, no fancy casket, just a plain wooden box and a few flowers. People assumed he had no savings, maybe a few $100s stashed away, a used truck, a tiny house, nothing more. But they were wrong, very wrong. When the executor of his estate reviewed his finances, they found something that left them speechless. Ronald Read had built a portfolio worth over $8 million, spread across dozens of stocks acquired over decades, patiently, consistently, without shortcuts. But that wasn't the only shock. In his will, Ron left behind $6 million in donations, $4.8 million to Brattleboro Memorial Hospital, the same place that had treated him with kindness and care in his final years, and $1.2 million to the local public library, the place where he had spent thousands of hours studying the world of money. He gave with no conditions, no speeches, no monuments. He just gave, because it was the right thing to do. For days, the town couldn't stop talking about it. A man they had passed on the street every single day had quietly become one of their most generous benefactors. And they never even knew. How many more people walk among us with untold stories? How many silent giants pass through life, leaving behind legacies greater than fame? Ronald Read wasn't just a janitor. He was proof that you can do something extraordinary, even if no one's watching. He showed us that wealth is not about luck, but about choices. That time is our greatest ally, if we let it work. That financial freedom isn't bought. It's built. One quiet step at a time. He could have spent. He could have shown off. He could have bought a bigger house, a better truck, or expensive clothes. But he didn't, because he understood. It's not about looking successful. It's about being free. Most people chase comfort in the short term and regret it in the